So here it is. We have the FPS tool on the top, and now let's go into the settings, graphic settings, smooth and extreme. This is possible on the Realme C3. Just to give you the confirmation, this is the Realme C3, and it has a smooth plus extreme, balanced extreme, HD extreme, and you won't get HDR extreme. Obviously, if you go down to this, there's no HDR at all. HD and extreme is possible as well, but I would say it's actually going to push it further, and it might also make the experience worse. So smooth plus extreme, your favorite feature, your favorite option for PUBG Mobile, that's going to be played now. But do take a look at the frame rate as well, because if you have set it to extreme, you need to have the 60 FPS output. But if it's not, then it's just a workaround to show you the setting, but there's no output at all. In that video, we did not get the option at all, because we did a mistake with opening the app in the right way. That did not happen, and now we have opened it in the right way. So if we have smooth plus extreme, and the frame rate here is at 34 and 037. So the frame rate tested actually 43 is now what it shows, which is just about high, which is about ultra, not high, and not more than that right now. And it's not going to 60, which is weird. Again, you can't do anything about it, but you see the option of smooth plus extreme, though it's not going up to 60 FPS, which should have happened in the first case. It's still at around 38, 37 and 40 FPS. So the frame rate seems disappointing, to be really frank. It's not anyway around 60 FPS, which you should get on the extreme, but it's always around 34, 36 and 40, not more than that. So while we have now run the GFX tool properly, there's issue with the frame rates or the output of it. So obviously you won't be getting real 60 FPS gameplay on the Realme C3, which I hope to see, but it's not possible here, though the graphic settings seem to show that option. I mean, this is still not to undermine the phone at all, because the performance of the phone is actually pretty good, and if you keep an eye on the frame rate, still it's just around the same. It hasn't changed at all. It hasn't gone over 40 FPS anytime, and there's this certain delay in showing the frame rates. It's always going down to 0 and going up again. But I won't complain about it, because I would say that the performance has been smooth, which is what you want. On smooth, the extreme option, it seems like a 60 FPS gameplay, which although isn't right, but it still shows it as 60. And now let's go to HDR and extreme, HD and extreme, and you might see some heavy frame drops here. Obviously, this is where the chipset won't be able to handle things at all. And you see that, oh, it's lagging very badly here. It's really lagging badly, you can see here, and although it shows 41, 36 and around that, it's not really able to handle things that well. Again, as I said, this is just to show you what are the possible settings, and this is not to undermine the phone or the processor, because the chipset at this price is able to handle so much, and that's a good thing totally. The phone is warming up a bit, which is expected when it's trying to get a lot from the chipset. Let's go back to smooth plus extreme and now turn on the gyroscope as well. Gyroscope to always on, and sensitivity. Let me now increase the sensitivity of the third person no scope to 300%. And this is how the gyroscope works here. You see there is a bit of a delay, still there's a bit of a delay, and that delay would not give you a good experience. Earlier we did not do it to 300%. This is to just to show you the highest sensitivity and see whether it works well. Now I push it down and it would then go down. So it's not real time, it's taking a bit of a delay, and that is something that you wouldn't want to have. So if you are someone who is looking for a phone with gyroscope working well, this does not have it. So it still has some issues, and smooth plus extreme, you see the frame rates have not reached 60 fps, and I hope this is the video that would clear up things for you if you were confused earlier. And if you felt like, yeah, not felt like, actually in the previous video we had messed up with the GFX tool, so we did not find the feature of smooth plus extreme, but now that is seen here. So clearly you get the option, but you won't get actual 60 fps because we have the frame rate tester turned on and the frame rates are not reaching there. So that that delay is surely there. So my clear thoughts would be that you should buy this phone for its gaming performance, but not for its gyroscope. The gyroscope functionality won't be that great, but the phone's actual performance is really good. I mean, you're getting that option which doesn't really work, the smooth plus extreme, but whatever the settings are by default on this phone, they are really well handled, and that's what you want to see from phones like this. So I'd say it's quite a good phone for whatever the settings are possible, and it's able to handle things quite well. And this is the gyroscope. There's quite a bit of a delay, and this is 300% of sensitivity. This 300 is only to show you the maximum possible sensitivity, and whether the phone is able to do things well there. So it's not that there's no gyroscope functionality here. It might be taking advantage of some other sensor and not gyro. If that is not present, it might be using magnetometer as well. But in the end, the point is that it is delayed. The response is delayed, and that delayed response would obviously make the experience not so good. So I guess that's it. You would see that now. You see that it's able to do that pretty well. The gyroscope is not bad, but it's not something that you would be wanting to actually take advantage of because of the small delay that is shown here. So that's it in this video, and this is the final temperature before we end it. So around 42.5 is what it goes to, and that's it in this video. I hope you like it. I hope you understood what possible here, what was possible here, and everything was answered clearly. So that's it in this video. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.